And hello there, folks. Welcome back to another edition of our venture in the visual novel, If My Heart Had Wings, Flight Diary, continuing the chapters of Aoi and Kanako. This is probably the longest subject of chapters in this whole novel. I mean, I could very well be wrong, but so far it's showing itself to be the longest. So with that, we're going to continue here. Last episode, Kanako managed to calm down the Kazuto sisters to a degree, but of course the Kazuto sisters are still having some problems reconciling for obvious reasons, because again, they still want their point. And as I said in the last episode, they're inexperienced, okay? They need guidance. And a lot of folks these days, unfortunately, are quite inexperienced when it comes to dealing with conflicts on a diplomatic and reasonable level. So it's important for those of us who actually do have that experience to show that not only in our own examples, but then also share tips with those folks who may be inexperienced so they can grow up to be better mediators themselves. So with that, we're going to continue here. Technically with Aoi and Kanako, they went on a little date while also going food shopping. And they went to this spot known as the Flags or something like that to look at some new pastries, or I don't know if they're pastries, but some new food items or something like that. And Aoi had asked Kanako if she wanted to try it. So, you know, since they're out and about, arm in arm. But Kanako said, nah, it's good. And Aoi's like, So that's where we last left off. So let me get us back over there before Kanako rips my head off. So with that, here we go. Just a moment ago, it seemed like she really wanted to go. Kanako gave a wry smile, holding up both her hands. What? Kanako gave a wry smile, holding up both her hand palms out.
財布忘れちゃったのよね、私。
Who said anything about you paying for it? Oh?
まあ、付きそうだけだし、別にいいかなって思ってたんだけど。
She sure did fret over some weird stuff. Don't sweat it. I've still got mine.
葵くんが？
Yeah.
それは嬉しいけど、大丈夫？
Positive. I just got paid, and this money's burning a hole in my wallet anyway. I hadn't been planning on spending so much all at once, but I could worry all about that later. This is a date after all. What kind of boyfriend would I be if I refused to treat you now and then? Kanako looked confused about something.
デートなの？
Yeah. Yeah. It's a date. Yeah. 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 It's a date. I felt awkward now that I said it out loud. I turned my face away.
ふーん、そっか、デートか。
See what you did, Aoi? When you made yourself look embarrassed, you opened the door for her. You opened the door. Well, sure. There's nothing weird about a date, right? I mean, we are boyfriend and girlfriend. We should go on dates, shouldn't we? Oh, jeez. Why did I have to say it like that? I should have thought up a more suave way to broach the subject. But this was the best I could do on such short notice.
それじゃ、今日は彼氏さんに甘えちゃおうかな。
She pulled herself closer to me. Her hand wandered down my arm until it met mine, and our fingers snugly interlaced. Kanako?
ありがとうね。ささやかだけど、サービスしてあげる。
She leaned into me affectionately, a contented smile on her face. Kanako's pleasant scent and the soft sensation of her body pressing against mine put me in a wonderfully calm mood. We better join the end of the line then. Man, oh man.
お待たせいたしました。
Before long, we'd taken a seat inside, and after a short wait, our food arrived. Kanako had ordered the millefeuille custard since I'm sorry, folks. I suck at these words. since she'd seen on the menu outside. I'd gone for a Mont Blanc topped with a big chestnut. Whatever that is. To tell the truth, I wanted to try what Kanako was having, but she'd managed to get the very last one.
ではごゆっくりどうぞ。
Just share it between each other, it's fine.
なんか悪いわね。おねだりしちゃったみたいで。
No, you didn't. It's fine. I've been wanting to check this place out for a while. The cakes here were so popular that getting to try one was like a rite of passage in Kazagawa. I wasn't exactly passionate about desserts, but I was still pretty excited.
それじゃあ早速。
Kanako picked up her fork, keeping a close eye on the cake the entire time. Being careful not to make the whole thing crumble, she sliced off a mouthful-sized piece. Kanako was beaming from ear to ear.
程よい甘さで最高ね。私このケーキならいくつでもいけそう。
I watched her bite into it before taking a piece of my own cake. This Mont Blanc isn't bad either. Its flavor wasn't too overpowering, and the delicate texture went down like a dream. It probably sounds cliche, but it was the first time I'd eaten anything so good.
葵くんにもお裾分けしてあげる。
There it is. Kanako sliced off a piece of her cake and held out her fork toward me.
ほら、あーんして。
You sure?
どうぞ。早く食べないと私が食べちゃうわよ。
You better do it, bruh. Okay.
どう？
Really tasty.
でしょ？
Part of me was too embarrassed to concentrate on the taste, but I could still tell it was good stuff. It was the kind of food that made you want to smile after every bite. I guess people are just programmed to rejoice when they eat delicious food. You can have some of mine too. I scooped up some of my cake and offered it to Kanako.
いいの？じゃあ。
There's so many good thumbnails that I could use. What do you think?
モンブランもなかなかいけるわね。それとも葵くんが食べさせてくれたからかな。
That's part of it. Her smile radiated pure delight. And that happiness was infectious. I'd have to bring her here again sometime. Kanako put her fork to one side for a moment and looked across the table at me.
まさか私と葵くんがこんなイチャイチャしちゃう仲になっちゃうとは。
You never know what the future holds in many cases. But hey, you're not disappointed, are ya? Oh my gosh.
ただの可愛い寮母だって思ってたのに想像もしたことなかったわ。
Same here. If that little misunderstanding had never happened, we'd have probably stayed just friends. I thought you were kinda lazy, but maybe the type to come through when it counts. That was the impression I got of you.
それは褒められてるのかしら、けなされてるのかしら。
Close enough. Of course. Not to mention the way you made my heart race before I got used to your, dressing habits.
下着姿に
You didn't have to say that out loud. Satisfied at getting a rise out of me, as usual, she started to dig into her strawberry of the top of her cake.
私には恋愛そのものが向いてないなって思ってて。
I don't buy that. What do you mean?
興味もそんななかったし、好きな人がいなかったこともあるけど。ほら、私すごく秋っぽいでしょ？
Maybe a little. She did tend to get bored of stuff easily. When I tried to teach her how to cook a while back, it had taken a lot of effort to stop her from giving up just after a few minutes.
だから誰かと付き合うことになっても長続きしないだろうなって勝手に思ってたの。まあ人間関係に対して臆病になってたこともあるだろうけどね。
You never know how things are gonna turn out until you actually give them a try.
それは分かってたつもりだったんだけどね。
Her smile turned sad for a moment while she sipped her tea.
先のことは分からないけど飛び込んでみないと見えないこともあるよね。
Huh?
旗で見てるとさ、大変そうだなとかうまくいくのかなとかめんどくさそうだなとかそう思ってずっと二の足を踏んでたけど結局それって外から見ただけの意見なんだよね。でもいざやってみたらありゃこんな簡単なもん楽しいじゃんってね。ダメだって思ったこともやってみると案外良かったりするんだからね。だから今私はこんなに楽しいの。
Wow. That's really something.
やってみないとわからないよね。
The heavy feeling that had been weighing down my heart started to lift. I realized that I could stand to the side, hemming and hawing forever, but it still wouldn't change anything. If thinking things through over and over again wasn't going to work, diving in at the deep end might get better results. The time had come for me to take action. Kanako. Thanks. Still chewing her cake, Kanako looked at me quizzically. Most likely she hadn't said all that to encourage me. She'd just been getting some stuff off her chest. All the same, simply by being herself, she found a way to solve the problem I'd been turning around in the back of my head. Sorry, I have to go. I need to go talk some sense into those two.
ちょっと葵くん
Bruh! No. Aoi, no. You finish up what you doing with your girl first, bruh. Plus with the whole dinner stuff. You don't just skip all that out like that. No. Look, Kanako, I'm pretty sure you'll understand. I'm sure that's gonna play out. I'm just saying, that ain't the way to do it. That's out of order. I'm just saying. Asa and Yoru were probably both back at the dorm. If not, it wouldn't take me long to find them. I couldn't waste time worrying about worst-case scenarios. Right now, I was entirely focused on the task at hand.
おーい、だから私財布忘れたんだって。
But Aoi was already out of the door, out of earshot.
けどまあ元気も出たみたいだしよしとしてあげるかな。
Kanako knew how much the rift between Yoru and Asa had been bothering him. Now that he'd finally decided what he was going to do about it, Kanako wasn't about to stop him.
ま、葵くんには後日たっぷりと恨み事を聞いてもらうとして。
He wasn't getting off totally scot-free. What kind of guy runs out in the middle of a date and leaves his girlfriend all alone?
これからどうしようかな。
All she could do was wait for Aoi to come back. Or should she use her cell to call someone to come help her out?
とりあえず先にケーキ食べちゃおっと。
Might as well. All that other stuff could wait. Kanako preferred to focus on the here and now and the tasty treats right in front of her. Wow, Aoi. Wow. Okay, let's see what we got. And there is Hat. Okay, let's see what we got.
はいはい、もっと欲しいんだね。ほれほれ。
Kanako turned the faucet, upping the water pressure.
ほいほい。わわ。
Kanako pinched the end of the hose, sending a stream of water at Hat's feet. He danced around, obviously enjoying himself.
気持ちよさそうだね、ハット先輩。わあ。今日はやけに暑いもんね。まさに夏の残暑って感じだし。
The sky was so bright and clear it almost hurt to look at it. That endless expanse of blue bearing down on Kanako and Hat was starting to feel oppressive.
みんな あの空を飛ぼうとしてるんだね。うわうわあー、ごめんごめんハット先輩。行くわよ。ほーらわがさっぱりした。
After a relaxing bath to refresh herself, Kanako headed back to her inner sanctum. Pat looked like he'd enjoyed getting wet as well.
はいはい、窓を開けろってことね。わあ。
Pat was flapping and fidgeting up against the window. Kanako moved him out of the way and pulled it open.
いい風。
Kanako looked up at the sky as the wind rustled through her hair.
みんなはうまくやってるかな。
Now that things between Asa and Yoru had been patched up, they were finally ready for a test flight. They invited Kanako to come along, but she declined.
だってこんなに暑いんだもんね。
Kanako was sure they'd do fine. Even when Yoru and Asa were fighting, Kanako knew things would work out eventually. The cause of it had been that they cared about each other so much after all.
まさに喧嘩するほど仲がいいってね。
They'd probably be putting the glider together about now. Or maybe they'd have moved on to takeoff preparations, Kanako thought. Thinking about how much fun they must be having made Kanako smile.
とみんなはしゃぎ回ってるんだろうね。夜ちゃんだけ平然としつつみんなをたしなめてるって感じかな。
Kanako snorted. The image was so vivid in her mind.
わがん？どうしたのハット先輩。お
He probably sees the glider. Yep.
やっぱりうまくいったわね。
She looked up and saw it. Moving through the sky like a fish through water was the familiar gleaming white glider. Kanako tried to imagine what it must be like up there.
乗ってるのは朝ちゃんと夜ちゃんかな。
I always said those two would be the first in the air today. After that, Aoi would go up himself.
葵くんすごく楽しみにしてたし。
Since Aoi and Kanako started going out, her worldview had been expanding little by little. Her past mistakes still haunted her at times, but she was starting to move on, and now Kanako was enjoying life more and more.
葵くんが初めて飛んだ時もこんな気持ちだったのかしら。
She was glad she had this chance to learn more about his world. Kanako reached out her hand, as if she could pluck the glider right out of the sky. She wondered if they could see her from this distance. The glider started flying in circles as if in reply.
のんびりと飛んで気持ちよさそうね。ワンワン。ああ、こらこら、危ないから飛ぼうとしないの。ワンワン。
Kanako put Hat away before he could try to fly away.
後で差し入れでも持って行ってあげようかね。わ。
But what, she wondered. Kanako patted Hat's head and tried to come up with a good idea. She decided to whip up some food and surprise everyone when they got back. Kanako could picture their faces already.
でも今は。
Kanako gazed up at the blue sky Aoi loved to explore so much. The glider everyone had worked together to build glinted in the sun. For now, all Kanako wanted was to stand there and enjoy watching it for a little longer. And there it is, the chapter of Kanako finally done. So with that, we're going to call it here. And of course, this one episode went a little longer because I figured they were just about to wrap it up. So yeah, that's the Kanako route. And we'll probably get to the next one next time around. So with that, I want to thank everyone for watching this video this time around. If you like what you saw, maybe consider leaving a like. And if you would like to see more, maybe consider subscribing if you haven't already. And until next time, happy mixing, everyone.